Super fast tortoise in the game, ready to ignite. Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright. Caffeine rush, fueling his creativity inside. Got a YouTube channel where he's shining so bright. MTG3, the show that takes flight. He's a lyrical beast, spitting fire with every bite. Rap metal flow, pounding beats to inside. No one can stop him, he's on a meteoric height. Super fast tortoise, the champion of the fight.
Good morning, hope you're up. Enjoy that coffee in your cup. Good morning from the shelf. Super fast tortoise does so well. Sit back, relax, time to chillax. Face the facts, morning coffee show intact. Let's enjoy the show, let's enjoy the flow. Morning coffee is the best. Shine with friends, we are blessed. Coffee for every dude.
Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Super Fast Tortoise Show, where we appreciate you and every one of you. Thank you for stopping by, hitting that like button, subscribing, being amazing. And here we got MTG Hillbilly.
What's up?
Throwing out victory garden signs. Victory. Yeah. If you're out of victory garden, get one. KJ, how are you doing down there?
Good morning, and thank you for calling. My name is Cowboy Dan, and I'm here. Please press 1 for English. Oh, sorry. Hello, how you doing today, everybody? I hope you guys are having an incredible day.
Incredible day. So we got a hot button topic that was suggested by both you and tcgdude yesterday about collecting Magic the Gathering cards, right? Like collecting Magic the Gathering, selling Magic the Gathering. So that's going to be the topic later on today. But other than that, something outside the Magic Zone, I couldn't believe my eyes. My ears almost bled yesterday when I saw that there was a Minecraft movie trailer coming out.
I know, right?
Right?
I know. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. But at the same time, my brain's like, how do you make a movie about Minecraft? You know,
well, there's an incredible storyline. You're familiar with the lore, right?
Yeah, I beat the game. Yeah, I beat the game once, like with the wife, because she knew the game better and walked me all the way through it.
Yeah, you can beat the game, but who wants to beat Minecraft?
No, yeah, it's all about the building. It's all about the creativity. You know, it's all about surviving. I love the creative mode the most, but yes, survival.
That's
yeah.
I didn't know about the movie. That's interesting.
Yeah, they have a movie coming out, and there's also talk about an animated cartoon series as well.
Cool.
I can see an animated cartoon series out of it. I mean, it's such a long storyline, so much to do. I mean, think about the maps of the game. The maps of the game overlap the length of the world overall by tenfold.
Wow.
Like, it's huge.
And depending on how you set your world up when you first start playing, it can be infinite.
Yeah, it could be infinite. Or it feels infinite because it's big enough. And, you know, all the cave spelunking, exploring, the creatures, the types. Like, surprisingly, like a lot of games in today's world could benefit by following Minecraft. You know, Minecraft used to be a simple survival game where you mine and survive.
Simple sandbox, yeah.
Simple sandbox. And every update they've given, they never asked for a penny because people kept paying and playing the game. That it's no longer the same game it used to be. It's more complex, more intricate, more fun than the way people play it. And it's evolved. And a lot of games nowadays charge you for what Minecraft hasn't charged you for. So
Minecraft does have in-app purchases if you want to get the bonuses, but it doesn't give you any, unlike, like, say, World of Warcraft, where World of Warcraft, if you do an in-app purchase, it gives you an advantage. Minecraft, all you're doing is buying pretty stuff if you buy anything from their in-app store. And I paid for my Minecraft when my son was 8 years old. He's
Mhm.
23 now. So I've been
Ooh.
playing Minecraft since my son was 8 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
And then I just recently bought Minecraft Java and Windows Edition, so I can play Minecraft on just about any
Yeah.
format.
Yeah, I love creative mode. The PlayStation, the consoles have caught up to most of what the computer can do, but not all of what the computer can do. Let's say hello to some people in chat. We got Cane Shaker. Cane Shaker. We got Miss Hillbilly. Whoop whoop. Oh. And Cane Shaker says, I saw that Linkin Park is back together with a woman lead singer, I believe. Well, I can't wait to hear more about that because Linkin Park is one of my favorite bands. Could you
That would
do? What are
be
you doing? I
interesting.
sent you a link.
I'd like to hear that. I'd like to hear that. As a karaoke DJ, I've heard a lot of women perform Linkin Park songs at karaoke, but I would really like to see the direction that they go with a female vocalist as lead.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like Queen, you know, like I've seen more women do Queen songs than men. And that's because the Chester and Freddie had like these higher vocals that women can hit more often than men can.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be interesting. And look, I love Linkin Park so much. Chester, rest in peace. You know, like I love to see their band continue on, and maybe it'll be like AC/DC when they switch singers. It'll be just as good or better. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It'd be interesting. You know, I know that was a callback to those older people who know who this band AC/DC is.
Mm-hmm.
Because like
Yeah, I plug things into my wall every once in a while. I plug things into the wall.
how you
Oh,
have no hands? I mean,
Oh, I have
do you get out of the jar and just flop your head down with a cord in your mouth and like struggle to stand up and plug it in the wall? I can imagine you look like a disembodied head. Like,
Hey, you just got to try not to risk the shock.
right? I mean, you're wet. That's a higher risk. I mean, I guess everything you do is high risk, high reward now.
Well, H2OG, the liquid in my jar, is not as current carrying as regular water.
Oh, nice. That's good. I'm
New
glad you're
fan
protected.
fiction for people who are writing Cowboy Dan fan fiction. There you go.
Now what you need is a mecha suit that your head can just plug into, and you can have this mechanical suit with lasers on its friggin' head.
Okay, we've talked about this before, and I've communicated with my artist. She said I'm going to have to get an animator for something more advanced, like a suit, because what I want to do is I want to have, like, every once in a while when I change my scene on my screen, and like I go from one scene to the next, like this, instead of having a wash background, I want to have a mecha suit actually pick the jar up out of whatever it is and put it on its head and walk away. But unfortunately, my artist is not an animator.
No,
So
that'd be cool. I don't know how to do that myself, so if I did, I'd be like, hey, let me do that for you. But dude, I tried animating a simple standing still animation of a guy just kind of like moving, standing still. Dude, this stuff is so technically hard.
Yep.
And by moving, standing still, you know, like how you stand still, you naturally move left to right, and you kind of adjust your feet, that kind of thing.
I'm a head in the jar. I don't stand. I don't think I'd stand for 1,000 years.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah. You know. You don't stand, so you can't give it a standing you can't give it a standing ovation. That's just
I can sit on a shelf. I can sit on a shelf. You can put me next to your trophies.
That's right. I'd be like, this one I got for running. Yeah, you'd run too if you saw a head in a jar.
The backwoods collector.
Backwoods, what's up? Backwoods collector. Backwoods collector. Hey, sometimes we all need our little jingle. All right. Hey, y'all need to leave Dan alone. Just joking.
Yeah, don't pick on a guy who's a head in the jar. That's considered a disability.
Yeah, you know the sad truth about KJ. If you do a spinning head kick, it's a full body kick too. Oh man, Lord, that was a bad joke. But all right.
So
All right,
I
my
made
friend.
this for Backwoods Collector. I wanted to show everybody what I made for Backwoods Collector. I sent it to him, but I made a coffee for Backwoods Collector.
Nice.
Cool.
You know, we know how he likes his vampire girls, and so there you go. There's
Yeah.
your morning coffee, Backwoods.
That's right, vampires. They sparkle in the diamond sky. No, I'm kidding. Wrong vampire movie.
Those aren't vampires.
They break like diamonds too. I don't know. I never got into Twilight. I kind of got stuck watching all the movies because my wife's a diehard with the movies. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, look. Twilight was a fan amongst the women. All right, no doubt about that. But you know, you'll sit there and watch something you don't like because you love the woman you're with or the person you're with. You know, if you love them, you'll sit through it. You'll enjoy it with them, even if it ain't your forte of things. You'll make them feel good for liking something, even though if you don't like it, you want them to feel like you accept them. You know, and that's the truth. We do accept them, and we want them in our life, and that's why we appreciate.
And if you don't do that, you wind up as a head in the jar.
No, true. Experience calls out on you. Last time you called a woman out on a mistake, that's what happened. you know, you're like the $6 million man. $6 million, we could save a head.
We can save him, but we can't make him better.
That's right. Right. You know, it kind of reminds me of the potato head guy off A Living Color, I believe it was. It was A Living Color, SNL, but I think it's A Living Color, where they made a joke about the $6 million man, but that was the budget version, and it was a guy, and they made when they saved him, he was just a head with little hands and feet, and every time they'd be running and chasing him, they'd throw him like a football or something, and yeah, he was like supposed to be like a badass detective. It was funny. It was back in the day. Get some brew. All right, let's see.
So you asked how we're doing, but how are you doing today, Superfast?
I'm doing pretty good. Well, so I got to figure out what's going on with StreamYard because they're switching plans on me, and they're not letting me stay on the same plan. So I might be
they raised
paying
their
more
prices.
for it.
They raised their prices. It's $400 and something a year now. I was gonna invest in it, but they also, from what because I was gonna sign up for it last month, they had an option other than billing yearly. They had the option for a monthly billing, and it's no longer an option.
Well, it's monthly billing is an option still, but they used to have 4 plans. Now it's just 2 plans, and they advanced the plan. So I have to talk to the wife about it, update her. I didn't realize that's what happened. I thought I could switch back to the regular plan I was on, but I got to talk to her, see what goes on. Because for all I know, if we can't afford it, I won't be able to do the show as much as I'd love to.
You can always use restream.com. It's cheaper and it's virtually the same.
Virtually,
man.
Okay.
But yeah. Kane Jaker says, I wonder what the $6 million man would cost today with inflation. Oh, look.
That's a good
There's
point.
There he is.
Here I am.
Hey.
Hey, good morning.
Party. Yeah.
I know. I couldn't get on. I
That's-
kept on getting error message from the link. So I don't know what happened. But anyway, here I am. I missed the first 15 minutes of the show. Sorry.
Okay, that is actually a legitimate Google search. The $6 million man after inflation to this day would cost $32 million. So he'd be the $32 million man if they redid the show today.
Wow. With that in mind, right? $32 million. That is about as much as this bumper cost.
You are watching Super Fast Tortoise.
Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. So many creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright.
I'd buy that for $1. Anyway,
I'd buy that for $1.
right?
I'd buy this for $1.
For
That's right.
$1.
I remember
Right.
that.
Oh man!
It'd be pretty
So we
old
got
to
lost
them.
in conversation and had some fun, and we had a little interesting fact. That
We
was
were just
kind of
waiting for
cool.
Coochie Dude.
Could you?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
A bald, handsome man. You know.
bald, handsome. This is my this will be my second last show for about maybe 5 weeks. I won't be able to come on.
No.
You
Yeah,
going to somewhere else's show? You going to somebody
Yeah.
else's show?
yeah. I'm going to the Super Fast Lizard Show.
Lizard. Oh my lord!
Oh, I have my training, and it starts at 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Oh wow!
So I won't be able to. I won't even be able to watch the show because so I'll be vacant. But I'll be thinking about you guys.
What? You know how that makes me feel inside that you won't be able to be on.
Armageddon,
I know.
annihilation, white hot tentacles of doom spit fire, venom, screeching, help me, help me, help me, help me, ruination, devastation, apocalypse now.
That's it. Well, I just hope Hillbilly is not bald when I come back.
Well, he'll be bald. He's getting subs. He's already surpassed me by 1 at the moment.
Uh-oh.
Two.
Ooh.
Well, okay.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Very
You're at
good.
what, 634?
4.
Yeah, 1.
See, I told you. Jeez. You act like the tortoise don't know what he's talking about. The tortoise tries to keep up with the date.
I
Up
was
with the time. You
I
already were
was-
2.
Yep.
Yep. Wow, that's good, Hillbilly.
Oh, yeah.
That's very good.
This
Yes.
topic seems to be very similar to a phone conversation we recently had. That's right. But no, it's ironic. All right. This was decided yesterday.
By accident.
By accident. This was decided yesterday because we had 2 people conversated. I thought we'd have 2 people, but one of the people who were supposed to be on today got really sick, apparently. I just read their message. They're like, oh, I'm feeling sick. I'm like, that's not bad. I mean, that's not good.
No,
All
that's
right.
not good.
Thank you, Cane Shaker. It makes me feel a lot better.
The race is on.
He's like, yeah, the race is on. How many people can unsub from Hillbilly? Let's go. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
That'd be horrible.
There's plenty of subs to go around. So
Yeah, it's pretty much a lot of savagery can go around. But with that, we found ourselves lost in conversation again, and we need to get back in line and topic. But the only person who can help us is Hillbilly to find our way back to the segment of the day we need to get to. Hillbilly, what's the segment of the day?
Well, that would be the
Card of the day.
Traxxas Predator Voice is the card of the day.
Ooh.
The Hillbilly did share one that will be for tomorrow. I just picked this before I saw it. Traxxas Predator Voice costs a green, white, blue, black. It's a 4/4. It has flying, vigilance, death touch, lifelink, keyword suit. And at the beginning of your instant, proliferate. Whoop, whoop.
ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Pretty good. I got a commander deck build. This is the one I wanted that build for. The Counters Matters deck.
Mhm.
With infects in there. Yeah, of course.
Are you still looking for Bristlebill?
Yeah. I'm still looking for Bristle Bill. But I can't afford Bristle Bill because it's like a $20 card and I can't afford packs all the time. Especially with this increase that we might be paying for it.
I tried to pull one, but it didn't show up.
Didn't show up, but Traxa Predator Voice is a pretty solid card, pretty cool card. I actually own these 3 variants of Atraxa. See, my friend helped me get this Atraxa for the deck. He got it when it was cheap, but it was the most expensive version. We traded for it. Then I won this version of Atraxa off 570's show.
Oh,
Then this crazy jank giver named Cane Shaker decided to send me a foil version of this.
nice.
So I have all 3 copies.
So I guess you could say that you're a Traxa to that card.
Yes, I'm attracted to the card.
Blind, vigilant, death touch, link life. Wow.
Link life. That's right. We live that link life. You know what I'm saying? Flying,
Lifelink.
vigilance, life link, add maybe end step proliferate. This card is pretty powerful, pretty good. I love it. I want some more of it. Yeah, I need to play this deck again. And tonight, I'll probably play this deck because we're playing Commander tonight on my channel for Friday Night Magic. And with that information, I'll be at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want to join, hit Discord up. But we actually might have the need for one person tonight because I was talking to an old friend of mine who might want to join us on Spell Table.
Cool. And if you can't get a hold of Super Fast Tortoise on his Discord, just holler at me on my Discord.
Yeah, holler. I mean, like instead of typing in on Discord, holler at the computer at Hillbilly.
Yep, I'll hear you.
You know, Cane Checker, the way his computer works sometimes, he might accidentally send you a message that goes blah 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 blah, like with like random text because he hit his computer with the cane.
Yes.
Now let's get to some pictures of the day. The pictures of the day, we got plentiful of them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures of the day.
Wow.
Because I found a handful of them that are just fun, and I just wanted to use them. Like it's Monday, I need coffee. Like today's Friday. But I saw this, I'm like, oh, this is pretty funny. Look at that coffee. Can you imagine that size of coffee?
It's huge.
Yeah.
Well, judging by that one guy, the little guy at the bottom of his leg, that coffee has to be twice the size of a human being.
Right? Twice the size and twice as good, right? You know, King Kong drinks a coffee mocha latte, triple shot espresso with marshmallows.
Yes,
Yeah.
he definitely needs a triple shot for him to be that angry.
Yeah. No, he's going down. Like, look, see, Godzilla's firing up at the top over there or something.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
I agree with Cane Shaker, who's tossing out the classic arcade reference, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Looks like a game, Rampage. Oh, Rampage. Hell yeah, that's a fun old game too.
Yep.
Rampage. I used to play the heck out of that game.
Rampage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Threw so many quarters in that machine. Threw many quarters in that machine.
Oh yeah.
That's a quarter eater of a game. Destroying buildings, eating people, going crazy, being the best monster out there.
Getting electrocuted.
Electrocuted, right? The next picture is still about monsters.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mike Wazowski.
Yep, it's a human. Yeah, without coffee. That's right. Yes, fear the human without coffee. That's right. And the next picture, scrolling on, is you won't die without coffee. No, but you might.
I love that.
Yeah, if you need to, let that sink in for a bit and realize what the conversation's about. You need coffee. Coffee's sustainable. Then the next picture. I'll let you guys read this one because it's very apparent.
When squirrels come across an especially spectacular nut, they'll often gather round and stare in amazement. Very similar to how they're looking at you right now.
Right. Right? Yeah. The joke is you're nuts. I saw this. I'm like, I had to share it. Cute squirrels looking at you because you're a nut. You're a nutcase. You know, go to the nut farm because you know they come to take me away. They come to carry me away. Ha ha.
Aha, aha, come and take me away. Ho-ho.
Somebody spent an evening listening to the Dr. Mento show last night.
That's right.
Dr. Mento. Yeah, he still airs on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last night I did something I never thought I could do. I hacked KJ's brain. Like, he just had it in a jar. He has a little mechanical piece he can plug a USB cord into. And I hacked his brain and I got his thoughts right here.
I agree. I agree. You did get my thoughts.
That's right.
You did get my thoughts.
Oh, my
Beavis
God.
and Butthead. I saw that one.
Right.
The
Seen
last
that
part.
one?
Beavis and Butthead's great. Have you seen the new series that just came out? That they brought out the series. Mike Judge redid the whole. He's redoing bringing everything back from a form of King of the Hill. He brought back Beavis and Butthead, and he's talking about bringing back Daria.
Oh, he made millions off of it.
Yeah.
You know, he drew Beavis and Butthead when he was 14 years old, and
Oh, wow.
And MTV saw the drawing and they made a cartoon out of him. So that's when he started when he was 14.
How dare I hack into KJ's brain? That's right. Everything is like rainbow vacuum. That's right.
That's pretty scary in his brain. Look at that.
Right. That's funny because why friends are like, why don't you ever go out? And you're like, the sun sucks, traffic sucks, waiting in line sucks, dealing with people sucks. It's true.
Right.
Sometimes that's how it feels. Like I don't want like every day KJ wakes up, it's like, man, I don't want to go out with people today. People suck.
Oh, I know.
I'd rather hang out with the internet people. They're more friendly.
Right. With head in a jar.
All right.
It's true. That's why I was on 3 people's shows yesterday.
Right. And then the last picture of the day comes to us from KJ. He says, "You won't like me if this coffee is decaf."
You won't like me if this coffee is decaf.
You know,
I like to think the man is telling the Hulk this.
You know now the meme actually because I was talking to somebody on Twitter yesterday, and they said, "Yeah,
X.
X." I refuse to call it that. Sounds like an adult website. I refuse to call it that. So I was talking to somebody that I follow on Twitter, and they said, "So you guys going to be covering the Marvel stuff on Magic when they come out?" And I says, "Well, we've touched it a few times." And he said, "And you're doing the memes?" Because I've been showing him the memes, and he's been digging on the memes. And he says, "You got to do one of the Incredible Hulk and Bill Clinton. This is the closest I could get."
Right. Right. That's a good one. Like it fits. Like I like to think the Bill Clinton character is the one telling the Hulk that you won't like this as a decaf.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. That's clever. It's clever. Woo. And with that, we got to the next segment of the day. The segment of the day, because we're back on track, is the question of the day. The question of the day is brought to us by Savannah Lions, but asked by me. But let's get to this chill segment where I say, if you want to share a picture of the day, go out, be a part of Discord and share your pictures that you'd love to see on the show with us so people can see it, commentate on it, have fun with it. If you have a question of the day, feel free to ask a question on the comment of the day section in Discord. You could be all a part about this because
presented by Discord, we have the question of the day.
Question of the day, like I said, comes from Savannah Lines, but he didn't do a video. He asked a question. Then it's fairly on topic, so let's get to it.
A question from Savannah Lions. For a question of the day, do people still collect new cards, or has everything become card stock for play and sell?
Ooh.
Good question.
What?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I can honestly say new cards. Because I like, but I collect them more for the playability than anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the mentality's changed. I think people still collect cards, but not in the same way they used to. People used to trade cards more often, more than they used to, because people found out they could make money. So a lot of people sell cards to get more cards, and people still collect cards, but they're building decks. And with how fast the new Commander product is coming out in standard and other various sets, that they make a legendary creature they can throw in, people are trying to keep up, so they can't just trade because not everybody has the cards they're trading because they're selling some of the cards. So when they're selling some of the cards, then not everybody's going to have the cards they want for trade. So it becomes a sell lot. So it's definitely evolved from what it used to be to what it is now, but still people do trade and collect still. I see it all the time on Facebook. People do it all the time on Craigslist. People do it all the time on KSL.com. If you live in the Utah area, people still trade.
Trade. Yep.
That's my question. And I had to skim through that.
I agree with you. I agree with you about people still trading, and but I believe that the trading culture has changed. Back when we were young and we were collecting our baseball cards or football cards or other cards that you collected back in the day, right? It would be more of the trading experience would be you guys went over to your gas station and bought some cards, or you went to your card shop, which were less prominent at the time for cards. And when we were young, we found different ways to go and pick up our cards, and we'd go as a little group of kids. That's how I did it back in the day. And we'd all get our like 3 or 4 packs that we get. We'd open them and did the whole got it, need it, got it. Ooh, I want that.
What is that?
That's from the Almagon. It's the Marvel Comics DC crossover where all the heroes combined. First of all, I need it, got it, need it. Yeah. But so we'd take these trading cards that he could show off, and we'd trade for those, and we didn't know the concept of value back then. All we knew is that a certain card, we wanted it in our collection because we didn't have it. We were filling for holes at the time, at the same time as we were filling for things. But the trading culture has changed. Like we don't trade like we used to. Even the kids don't trade like they used to.
No. See, what back in the day, what used to be money for money value has come to, like, there's a lot of penny stock out there, but there's a lot of cards with value, and people are always like, ever since COVID, and the reseller market just went up, right? People learned that they could sell cards. They could sell cards, make some money back, and get new cards. But before anybody responds to that or retorts to that, let me do this little dibby.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.
The moves, the strategies, and the flair. Super fast tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes.
That's right. Because we are officially on the topic of collectible, how to sell, trade, and etc. stuff. Because in here, I have MTG Collectible, how do people sell, trade, and use Magic the Gathering cards as a resource. We are digging deep into the false economy or the second economy. Is Magic the Gathering profitable or lucrative? Is it still collectible? Let's dive into this subject more as we ponder and explore the thoughts and the process. See, the question of the day just segued us into this, so I couldn't just continue on talking what we're talking about without getting in the topic, and I didn't want to miss the point where we're in the topic and we're in the time zone where the topic is relevant and in the show, because people are trading Magic all the time. I see it all the time. Hell, my local game store, which I still need to go to, is trading Magic cards every Wednesday. They have a special trade day that people go to, and I've talked to them that people actually show up. So I want to go there one day when I get my binders sorted out and fixed, because people do it. But trading's different, right? Trading's different. Let me show you a story how trading is different. We have one person in chat named Cane Shaker. AKA James Willis, right? Trading has changed from the value of the cards, where a lot of cards were valuable, right? And Cane Shaker used to sell Magic cards and other nerdy accessories like different IPs and different products and stuff a lot. In fact, his side of Magic is more on the selling side, and got into the playing side. He kind of went from one end to the other. He went from selling to playing, right? But there was a time in his life where Magic cards had a different value, and there are other things that had a value, that he actually traded a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of Magic cards and some other IP stuff from other things like magazines, other trading cards, other paraphernalia kind of things, and actually traded a pile of what people would consider junk outside the trading industry for a used car.
Oh
Right?
wow.
I don't think
Wow.
that will happen much today. I don't think that will happen much at all today because the values are always shifting and stuff. That I think it's the trading card went from a valuable resource to more of a stock market where you get highs and lows and you try to sell them at highs and get them out before they go low, and you're doing that. I think that happens a lot with a lot of stock. But as I personally shop for cards and I'm digging through cards, there's cards that are still worth $20-$40. There's a card I want out there that's still worth like $80. Like I want to replenish. I want a couple replenishes, right? But they're still worth money. They're on the reserve list, mind you, but they're still worth like $80+. That's not a card they're going to reprint. But there are cards like Shieldred that's worth like 70, maybe 60 now. It's still high in value, right? And as power creep comes on, and they've been creeping in power for the last 3 sets, even though not all sets are standard, but all 3 sets, there's been enough of power creep. Some cards naturally just kind of go down. Yep. So it's become more of a stock market where you buy high, sell low, buy high, or buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, right? And and people have been trying to perfect it. Now, what used to be more of a categoric infrastructure for Magic, where you could basically, like, I used to be able to predict what cards I could buy low and will continue to go in price. Well, that's kind of become a little sporadic with the reprint policy, which is fine. The reprint policy is fine what they're doing, but the biggest thing is what used to be natural is now manufactured. Natural collectability came in because they didn't reprint as much, and when they did, it was a big deal. Now they can reprint more often. It's not a big a deal, but they purposely manufacture collectibles in card games. So between the pandemic, because during the pandemic, that's when reprint sets became a thing. That's when they did the first Eternal Master sets or something like that, the Modern Horizons type thing. Like, I can't remember the exact one, but that's when the first reprint set really hit the market and really was successful. And during that time, that's when they learned, oh my Lord, these old cards sell, these things sell, right? And people were buying these sets because there were profitable cards in the set. Well, they printed some of these cards enough where they're not as profitable now compared to what they were back then. But nowadays, and I'm sorry to take up so much airspace, but I'll let you guys talk in a second. They take up so much airspace that not airspace. They take up so much stock that they've adjusted it. It's going up, going down, going down, and so now it's the flexibility is now in the ultra arts, the different arts, and it's really changed. It's because like certain versions of art, like people will say why they're doing so many reprints of different variations of arts. Well, that's what we love, is different variations of arts, right? And the neat thing about most variation of arts, especially now since they've been working on it, they physically fixed the problem where they're not pushing too much, where a lot of the alternate arts are more rare than the regular version, so they're worth a little more money. But that's not true all the time, but they still work that way.
Yep.
Hmm.
I mean, collecting and okay.
You can talk.
Echoing.
It's an echo.
I don't hear an echo.
I do.
You don't? I do.
Well,
all right. Collecting and the way it used to be is totally different. I mean, most people, I mean, you take your new players, for example, they ain't going to know what a collectible is in Magic. Us older players do. And some of us older players know how to, play the market, flip the cards and all that. But it's not like that anymore due to the reprints. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying reprints are bad. They are good to a certain extent. I mean, a reprint of a card does hurt it. The original, But I believe that if it's different art, it shouldn't hurt the original as bad.
All right, so correction on my error. So I was reading Cane Shakers. Master sets started in 2013, but they were like once every 2 years. They're like 13, 15 when they came out, but they exploded in 2019, 2020. I just had to fact check myself on there, so you guys are aware that the pandemic did push the master sets a lot.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it one bit.
I don't know. I mean, 30 years ago was 94, and I haven't heard. I heard of Magic, but I just heard the name, and I knew it was a game. That's it.
Well,
And
put
I
your thought
didn't-
process into your music there, right? It doesn't have to be magic necessarily with the but like say for example with your records, Cooge. Now, I imagine like if you were to go to a record shop and you found that Beatles White Album, and then you
Yeah.
found the repressing of the Beatles White Album, you're gonna want to get the original pressing of that Beatles White Album over the repress.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
most definitely.
You know, I mean, you
Uh,
get the repress so that way you can listen to it on your vinyl machine. You're not getting it so that way you can have it for your collection, where you're getting the original for your collection.
Yeah, some of my best ones, I have two. I have one that's brand new, and I have one that's original. Not every record, but some of the good ones. But the people are looking for the first pressing of the first album. So, because when they make an album, they put out a pressing, and then there's a number on it that tells a catalog number that tells you what year it was pressed and what. Then the next couple of months they remake it. Those cards, those records that they remade after the first pressing are worth nothing versus the first pressing could be worth hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, that's kind of like how Magic goes now.
Yeah.
Like the original printings are worth more money than some of the newer printings.
Right.
Especially more vintage they are. So it works. But another thing that you brought up in my thought process also that was pandemic related, because I think, and I bring up the pandemic because the pandemic really shifted a lot of the tone here. Like reselling became huge. I used to follow a lot of resellers like Pittsburgh Picker. I used to follow Harry Tornado and a group of people like Dan, and people started flipping and selling eBay and other sites like that, Macari and whatnot. They were flipping stuff like to do Magic cards, and they got big, right? They got huge, thousands to almost a million subscribers. Like I don't think any of them reached 1 million subscribers, but thousands for sure. And not all of them, not all the people I listed reached thousands and thousands. I know Pittsburgh Picker reached a couple thousand for a bit, but like they pushed a lot, and companies like Hasbro saw this, and they're like, people are willing to spend like $40-$50 on an old transformer. So they took in mind and thought about it, and they actually did a release of some Transformers figures and He-Man figures and Turtles figures, because people were buying the old figures for money, and they were charging more money for these figures because they know people would pay it, and it worked for the most part, even though I give Hasbro credit for what they did, but they also reprinted some stuff nobody wanted. So I don't know how they do it. They remade toys nobody wanted, but they
learned that from Watsy.
Right. Well, I don't know about that. But see, the thing is they in the collectibles industry, like the collectibles industry, as I've made this defense to Watsy and Hasbro before, being that they are a legitimate company that has to keep going, right?
Right.
And I'm going to defend Watsy and Hasbro, and I know a lot of you hate it when I do this, but being a legitimate company, they have to do reprints in order to keep going. And there's always the new collector. Now, the one thing about the collectibles, and I was getting with this with kjcgdude with the first pressings, and they notify on all these collectibles, especially Magic cards, you see the date printed on the bottom of the card. Baseball cards, they got the date printed on the bottom of the card. Comic books, and the first page you have the printing date and whether or not it's a first print. Now, unfortunately, if they didn't reprint and they didn't do this, you're going to have only like 20 people that you can play a game with. I mean, legitimately, they have to. If you want to have somebody to play with, and you don't want to have to play with this guy who lives in Alaska and that guy who lives in Germany, and you living here in Texas, and that guy living up there in Maine, you're not going to get together for a game because they didn't print enough cards, and the company went out of business because they didn't print the cards. So they have to. So in order to keep the game alive, in order to keep the product alive, even with Transformers toys. Now, sure, they're not as good. They maybe used a worse plastic than they used 20 years ago when we got the Transformers toy, but they date them. On the bottom of the new Transformers toys, there's a little date that has like when that version was made. And
no, look, I'm not going to disagree with you at all in that aspect. But when I said they reprinted stuff or remade some stuff no one wanted, Hasbro literally in the Beast Wars line printed 2 figures that were the lowest rated figures in the original series that no one wanted, and they reprinted them, and no one still wanted them. In fact, out of all the Transformers they sold, those 2 were on the shelves forever before they took them down.
Well, it's really hard to beat out Optimus Prime and Galvatron. Everybody wants like the 5 coolest toys in a set, but then you got your collector. Your true collector is going to buy everything, and they know this. Hasbro knows this. Every toy company, every manufacturer knows that if you are a true collector, you're going to buy it anyway. You're going to even buy the reprints because the reprints are necessary.
Well, check this out, right? I like you can go in the reprints are necessary thing, which is fine.
Oh, even tcgdude says the same thing.
right.
Thank you.
But the reprints I'm talking about that no one wanted. Beast Wars is a show that has rich characters that people want to collect. The American version made in Canada, because there was a Beast Wars Neo that later on that came out different Transformers, but the people who follow the Americanized Beast Wars want characters from the story. They didn't reprint all the characters in the story. They did something a little later, a little special. But there's some characters, like let's just say Rhinox, if you know who Rhinox is, that people would love the original toy form. They didn't print them. They didn't reprint them. That people would have wanted it, but they gave this Trax character, this little millipede kind of character, one of those little rolly ball insects that no one liked. It barely had a transformation, was a shell figure. Didn't sell well in the original Transformers line of Beast Wars, and didn't sell well in this one. He was not in the show. People like collecting stuff, especially people my age, like collecting stuff that are relevant to the show and to their childhood. Hasbro said, well, who cares? We're going to print something that no one wants. And they lost money on that particular figure where everything else sold. Like everything else sold. Well, there's 2 figures that didn't sell well, but one of the 2 figures sold a little bit better because it was more interesting. But all the original characters from the show Transformers that they made flew off the shelf. It was hard for me to even get a rat trap.
Oh, yeah, I imagine so. Unfortunately, and that's the case where you're dealing with a toy company who's who think in the long run, forget about the collector. We're selling to the kids. These unknown characters that we're creating, we're selling to the characters. On top of that, when it comes down to the molds, these plastic molds that they use to make the toys,
Right.
I saw this documentary on Masters of the Universe, and the reason why they redid and reused the same molds for almost a decade before they went to the Masters of the Universe collector set,
Right.
where they changed up to having the opposable arms, that they've spent so much money on manufacturing these molds that if they didn't use them, it would legitimately hurt the company.
Right. Pixel Dan even mentioned that on one of his episodes a long time ago. So yeah.
Those molds cost a lot of money for them to make those, and it's not like they back then they couldn't 3D print like they do now.
Right.
I see that aspect as well, and I'm not trying to defend the toy companies for it. And yes, the reprints can hurt the value in the long run, but if you are a collector that's knowledgeable enough to be able to research the product and go, okay, this original print was made in 1997. I'm going to get that 1997 card or that 1997 print, and that's what I want for my collection. This 2015 print is going to be for my game.
Mm-hmm. But still, let's get back on track.
I'm sorry.
So back on track, because what we talked about really explains the diverse economy that went on, right? Like reprints necessary, whatever. Why they kind of molded the market. But at the same time, on track here, on defending a company or not, right? Set aside.
Sorry.
We as collectors and people who collect cards, like I collect cards, but I only collect cards I personally, right? Comparative, I don't collect for value, even though some cards I have are valuable. Like I rather use cards I have that are valuable for trade fodder. And I try to be careful, a little more careful nowadays, because who knows when I'm going offbeat. Like I didn't realize I was going to do a dog meat deck, honestly. So there's some cards I got rid of in the day where I'm like, oh, if I had that card still, that'd be good. But like when I'm building deck, you're using your trade fodder for all the trade fodder you can get, you know. Yep. But a lot of people nowadays are like, well, I buy this box of Magic cards, this booster box, this play booster box nowadays. I open them all the packs. I open all the packs and no one bats an eye. But you know, and I pick out all the cards I want. No one bats an eye. I sell them on TCG Player, and everybody goes crazy because they're making their money back. Like Magic has become more of an expensive hobby that people are trying to make the money back. They're going to sell their commons and uncommons where they can. They're going to sell some of the rares where they can. They're going to try to make some of their money back because Magic's not only expensive, it's getting more expensive as we continue. So they're trying to make it more lucrative. But they're also trying to keep cards for trading because like when you sell to like a store or a TCG Player, you sell like a $20 card, you're seeing a percentage of that in money. Where when you trade for cards, some cards people hold in trading value still because someone will trade a $20 card for a $20 card. You know, that's how it works.
Is a trade value and a monetary value, are they different?
Trade value and monetary value are not different, but a store needs to make money. So if you sell them a $20 card, they need to sell you at a loss. They need to sell from you. They'll buy from you at a loss on your end so they can make some of their money back. So if they're going to make $20 off a $20 card, they got to at least, you know, pay you $10 for it, right? At least $10 for that card so they can make $10 back. That's how it works. That's what people are doing because like people are realizing like TCG Player, like Card Kingdom, all these other people's all these companies out buy your collection. They'll buy your cards at a loss to you, but you'll make a good chunk of your money back, at least half of it on some of your cards. You're not going to make everything back, but they'll buy it. Like these companies will buy a lot of things, and all you have to do is put it in a shipper and ship it to them.
Remember back in the early 2000s, you used to be able to go to GameStop or some gaming places and you used to be able to take your video games to trade your video game for another video game that was used.
Yeah.
You know, the resale value, the trade value is the same, but what a lot of these places that do trading and comic book shops do the same thing. We'll trade, but we're going to give you a restocking fee. So you're going to probably pay like $5 extra just to restock it if you're like, depending on certain things, you know?
Right.
So is the trade value worth it? When you're going to a store rather than my sitting there with Tibalt and saying, I have this trade. I know you need this card in your deck. You know, there's a question of what's worth it in the trade market is because of that possible restocking fee as well.
Oh yeah. Well, so that's the difference, right? Bulk, people are willing to sell bulk. Simple as that to the store. They know they're going to get some money, not a lot of money. They're willing to get rid of it. Like there's times I need to get rid of bulk because I can't just hold everything I have, right? People want to sell bulk, but when it comes to cards worth the price, they'll hold on to it and trade for it most of the time. But sometimes if it's worth too much money, they'll just sell it to the store. Well, there's a lot of things to trade. There's a lot of things that go into value, and like here's my personal opinion on it, right? If I have a card worth $40, I'm willing to sell that card to the store to get the money to go to Burger King, right? I don't always need new cards. If I'm not going to use the card myself, I'd rather get the money for Burger King. You know, if I can, I'd rather get the money for more food. I'm a food happy guy. I like food, right? Like my weight might show it, even though I'm losing weight. My weight, my belly line might show it and stuff. I like food, but I like being comfortable. I like feeling content. And so that's right, sexy beast. But seriously, like I like being content. And trading cards and selling cards. If selling cards makes me content, I'll do it. And that's what a lot of people do. Like, here's an honest thing. There's a lot of introverts out there, more than the extroverts, I feel. And people rather not deal with people. Hence why I shared the meme of the day today. People rather not deal with people. So they'll sell to the store more often because they don't have to haggle. They don't have to barter. They don't have to try to trade verbally to get a deal. They're not trying to get up their hand. They're willing to take, instead of taking a risk on anything nowadays, a lot of people are more willing to say, hey, I'll just take a 30% loss on my profits and just sell it to this company who's guaranteed to take it without any conversation. If they're near mint, whatever they call the condition of the card, they'll sell it for the loss there and just ship it off and take the money as soon as it comes in. You know, that's the trade value. Now, but there is another thing we haven't touched on, and yes, I'm aware we're going overtime. That's fine as long as everybody else is okay at the moment.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I got a couple of dentist appointments coming up that might take me out for a couple days, so we got time.
I do have to be at the Super Fast Tortoise show at 11 Central.
Right. So with all this stuff going on, like people rather get it done and over with the trading and selling over with it. There's a lot of non-haggling going on because there's a laziness involved. I don't know how to explain it. Like if you can just sell to a store without hassle, you'll do it. People rather not barter. Rather not get the social skills built up. They rather not deal with bartering. That's one of the things I miss about trading in person a lot, right? Like even I would trade at a loss, but at least enjoy the haggle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the haggle being like, I'll trade you this $20 card for that $18 card, and I'll just call it fair, right? I'll call it fair. Yeah, I want the $18 card more than I want this $20 card, so you'll get an upper hand on this, but I'll take the $18 card because it's going to be banger in my deck or in my cube or something like that. Because cube makes Tortoise Randy. That's right. Hit that command, Cane Chicker.
I do agree with you though, with the way you put that. The trading culture has become not as pure as it was when we were younger, and maybe it might be because a lot of us have grown up and we understand the value of a dollar, and it's kind of tainted the trading culture where where a lot of people have started to like go, okay, well, if this guy's going to undercut me, I'm going to not try to trade with this person or something. The trading culture has been a little tainted in comparison to when we were young and we used to trade all the time. So I agree with you. I agree with you completely.
Right. And trade culture not only has changed in that scale, but also trade culture has definitely mutated, evolved, because when Wizards of the Coast was doing all these reprints, certain collectors, and like one particular in my mind, but there's more than just one, were complaining about the reprints and stuff. What happened during this whole time period is they made price of objects of Magic cards more realistic to people. They supplanted realism and profits, dollar for dollar. Trade value, is it worth it? Videos, is it worth it for this? Are you getting your money back? They made people care more about the money getting back, and that's what collectors did for the community. They made non-collector people, like who were more on the serious side of collecting, or making people who are not on the serious side of collecting more aware of the collecting aspect. Hence why we get people selling packs, right? People are buying booster packs to flip, sell. They're looking for the low end deal that they can get, sell them to people at a decent price, make their money back, ship them out. People having fun, games, right? People have always been trying to make Magic the Gathering more than a game. They've been making it collectible. They've been making it a pro circuit. They've been making it worth a lot of money. You know, that's all they've been trying to do. They've been trying to make Magic more than what Magic's supposed to be. Hence, we got the nostalgia, we got the F&Ms, we got everything that makes Magic a game. But people are always trying to make Magic more than a game. And oops, kjcowboydan fell out. Don't know what happened there.
No telling.
But does that make sense? Like people are always trying to make something more than what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm willing to sell a $5 card for a 30-cent card as long as it helps my deck out. Helps one of my decks out.
Look,
I don't care.
I'm gonna be realistic with you. I'm not gonna trade a $5 card for a 30-cent card. I'm gonna look for a few more cards to make that deal better.
I would. I would, but
I see where Hillbilly's coming from, though. Hillbilly's a gamer, though. Like Hillbilly's the gamer.
Right.
You're coming from the collectible side of the market, and I do believe that there's two types of collectors in this conversation. There's the gamer. I really need this card, and if it's a jank card, I still need it in my deck. Because I'm the gamer. You're the you're looking at this from the collector side of the market, which is very financially reasonable, in my opinion. And there's merit to both sides of the conversation.
Right. There's definitely merit. And I try to look at it. I honestly try to look at it from both a collector side and a player side, because I play more than I collect, but I do collect. Hillbilly collects some cards, but he collects cards that he likes that are worth money. And trust me, he has a random collection of cards. I've seen pretty much all of it now. but yes, there's a player side, there's a collector side, and the truth is, player or collector, they're both always going to collide at some point in your life. You're going to find yourself at an intersection where they both come together, because trading is about value. Playing is about playing. You can't trade without value, because you're not going to trade a $20 card for a $1 card all the time when you can get $10 to $15 cards for a $20 card, right? Or $1 cards for a $20 card. There's an aspect of the merriment where both meld. Like, yes, I'll take a loss on a trade, but usually I'll fight to have a good trade. Even if I'm losing out, I'm okay with losing out, because I'd rather have that person have a $20 card for an $18 card, maybe a $17 card. I'd rather the trade go that way, where I get what I want, they get what they want. But at the same time, I like to be as fair as possible, where I'm like, you're getting a deal, I'm getting a deal, because like, honestly, Secondary market aside, the value of a card is based on the value the person puts on that card, right? The value of the card is based on what value I put into the card.
Agreed.
Right? And like, for example, there's a card I think should be worth $5 right now, and it's not worth $5, right? That's just me. Now, I'm not going to trade the card for $5. Hell, I'm not even going to trade the card because I don't have a lot of them. But like as unexpected results has it been reprinted? It's just a fun card. I love the card. It should be $5, but it's not. It's like a 50-cent card, except the foil's like a couple bucks, right? I think, but like the value I put on that card is how much I feel. Like I would trade unexpected results if I'm trading for like a $20 card. Someone has a $17 card. And they have a 50-cent unexpected results. Of course, I'm going to say, hey, I want that. Like if I could buy a bulk of cards to sign my name on and hand out as like a card of the channel, it'd be unexpected results because you never know what to expect on this show. You know,
I think you're absolutely right, and there is the concept as well, because you touched on it, and I remember my dad. He didn't really approve of my having collectibles in the idea in the terms of pop culture memorabilia, and I changed his mind on this by saying everybody collects something. Everybody's a collector in the long run. It doesn't matter if it's Magic the Gathering, if it's DVDs, if it's my dad's gun collection. You know,
right?
Everybody has collections, and in the long run, the resale value and back to our original point and topic and how to sell, trade, and etc. The resale value is while there is the price that is the going price of everywhere else, and everybody's asking for that $5 card to be $5 when they're selling it. The price of a collectible is only worth what somebody's willing to pay for it in the long run. So
that's how cards go up in value too, because people they take a $2 card. Someone posted like, well, someone paid $3 for it, and someone's like, yeah, then they pay $4 for it. They'll see if that works. That's how cards go up in value. They just see if people will pay the price.
Right. You know, and so with our collectibles, and this is a very hot topic for a lot of people who are in it for the investment, is your love for that card, your self-presumed value is not the same as what you're going to get for it if you turn around and sell it at a reseller, or you're probably not going to be the same, because the reseller is going to want to get their little markup. They're going to want to get their thing. So by the time you've turned around and sold your card, resold your card there, it's got to have that trickle up for the reseller, and who's restocking their shelf, who's going to take the time to hold it in their collection for who knows how long until somebody buys it. This is also one of the reasons why a lot of your mom and pop collectible shops are going out of business ever since the pandemic hit. You know, and why Whatnot and eBay have been striving much stronger than they ever had been.
Right. Oh, you want to talk about shenanigans, right? Because of the pandemic and the resale market exploding, why mom and pop antique shops and vintage shops are having a hard time striving, which is not 100% true, because I know a shop that's doing pretty good at the moment, but it's a different shop, but it's a reseller shop. But you know what's cause and effect here is Goodwill and the Deseret Industries and other thrift stores like Salvation Army have noticed what is remarkable, sellable, and resellable, because they watch all these reseller shows too and stuff. They study this stuff. They're starting to sell at a markup price. In fact, some Goodwills and Deseret Industries have a specific, you can find this on eBay for twice the price section. So they sell them for $50. We're selling them for $25, $30. The resale market, pandemic changed everything.
Oh, yeah.
How do you sell them? That's why people are selling stuff. They know they can't get full value when they can't beat someone else's price, or someone else's price is just way too much.
Yep.
And I know that for a fact because I used to be in the reseller industry and had to step out because I saw the change. Like when you could go to Goodwill and get an item for $2 because they didn't know the value of it. Now, Goodwill particularly pissed me off one day when they started taking their collectible stuff that people were donating them for free and start putting them on the auction site. Goodwill has now become for business more than anything else than it is for its people.
I agree. I'm not a big fan of Goodwill. Goodwill is definitely not in Goodwill.
That's right.
I went to Goodwill the other day, and apparently Goodwill has these electronic stores now. They're Goodwill electronic stores, and what they do is they're turning around and they're selling it's not a collectibles conversation. It's more of a resales conversation when it comes to Goodwill. But they have these electronic stores and they turn around and they're selling their product for way more than it's worth. I'm sorry. Nobody wants a 1997 Tandy computer at retail price of a Walmart Pentium, whatever,
right.
But Goodwill is that way. And I think that the people who are working Goodwill don't really know what they're doing, and they are bad for the resale market. Goodwill used to be a place where you went if you were poor, and now now you're getting somebody's 7-year-old shoes for Sears prices.
Right. Goodwill and stores like that used to be for the poor people who could barely afford things. Now it's for the middle class people who are looking to flip.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Hipster set.
Like DVDs used to be $2 at my Goodwill. $2 a DVD. Now the DVD price varies on the selection. It varies on the IP. It varies on the series. Like $2 DVDs. There was a whole MASH collection DVDs, $4 a piece instead of $2. The whole series, $4 a piece. That's a lot of discs. They were asking over $100 for the entire collection.
Oh, so they were splitting these box sets up.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah. I remember back in 2012, my ex-wife worked at a Goodwill, and people bring in donations, and the only person that could price the items was the store manager, and she wouldn't even look the stuff up. She just throw a price on there.
Right.
And
I firmly believe
they don't do that. No, they don't do that no more.
No, I firmly believe that you're right.
Yeah, they do shenanigans stuff, and tied into the topic. That's what people do with magic cards. Like every time we go to magic card, they used to have like a single list price until they update them every once a week. Now every time you buy a magic card, they're like, "Oh, let me look it up.
Yep.
Let me look it up, see if the price changed. Let me look it up so we get a fair price." Which it's not a problem, but everything's changed so much. Card prices change too rapidly, where stores could lose out on money within less a week.
Yep.
Right. There's a problem with the collectibles community as well when it comes to reselling via auction, where they're price gouging via auction by making the sell price retail. And so like when it goes into auction and it stays there and people are still bidding on it way past retail, and they're price rigging by having the sell now price retail. Right.
Yep. That's
so forcing up prices virtually.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem as well.
Right. I saw a meme the other day. I think it rings true. It says inflation's not inflation when companies are making record profits.
Right. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't make sense. And Goodwill's probably making profits all day. Goodwill's still a good store. I just rather go to their outlet store because I guarantee you get a better price on stuff. Because stuff that doesn't sell goes to the Goodwill outlet store. If KJ doesn't know what a Goodwill outlet store, it's like trash digging, garbage diving, dumpster diving. It's like dumpster diving in clean bins or cleaner bins. You have to wear gloves when you're in the store, but you get to pick out through the stuff no one wants to buy and get stuff. That's where I got some of the stuff on my shelf. Hold on a second.
We got Goodwills all over the city here, but we don't have one of those places like that here.
I've seen them. I've seen them.
They're usually on the outskirts of towns, and they're worth it. Like that Zelda Shield thing, I found at a Goodwill's outlet store for 50 cents. There's a couple things on the shelf, and a couple things I have hidden in my room that I got from a Goodwill outlet store worth money. I got like a pink Jigglypuff for like 50 cents. Like, it's huge. But you know, all that aside, it is time to hit the market.
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. So it's lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
All right, so that was a good stream, all wrapped up in one big stream, but we still got one more segment that we've been digging out. Let me look in the Goodwill bins. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Billy will play bruises in hand. Magic the Gathering is where he stands. Booster stack up like a dream in this world. He's the dream of opening fire, emotions on the wire. His hands are his tools for the fight. Flipping cards all through the night. Hopes and dreams in every pack. He won't ever turn his back. Fire in every pack. He opens.
Tag blag
it. Laugh every time I hear that.
Nice. Pack opening time.
All right. See what we got here today. I got a fish token.
Woo-hoo.
Vine Reaper Mentor. Value the Rock Collar. Ruthless Negotiation. I hate going against this card. Sea Glaive Mentor. Here's Forager. Construction Mage. Bellowing Crier. Whisker Quill Scribe. Junk Blade Bruiser. Becker's Bane Duo. Wax Wayne Winter. Witness. Shore Up. Hidden Grotto.
Woo woo. What a fun pack. What a fun pack. Woo woo. Yeah. So, with that, everybody, we're going to start rolling off into the show section. And today, we're going to start off with KJ.
I know that guy.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, man. I hope you guys are having a great day today. It is a nice sunny day here in the Central Time Zone. I want you guys to get out. Go out and have yourself a little bit of fun. Go and get yourself a good lunch. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to go over to the Discord page for Super Fast Tortoise and give me a meme challenge. That's right. I'm looking to make some new memes, and you guys are the idea makers.
That sounds awesome. Now we're going to roll off into Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody. 635 subs. One sub in front of the tortoise.
Just
also,
rub it in, don't you?
Anyway, I will be streaming again at 2 o'clock this afternoon and more arena. And also on the 18th of this month, I will be doing early access streamer events, and that will start directly after the morning coffee show on that day. And if you want to join my Discord, then you can join the Discord. And if you join the Discord, you're able to craft some decks with all the Dustborn cards. They all ain't been released yet, but they're, from what I hear, there's a rumor going around that they're all going to be released by the 13th. So when they all get released, you can become a member of my Discord, and you can submit a deck, a crafted deck with some Dustborn cards, and I will run that deck. And I'll give you the credit for it, because I don't take credit where it's not due. And I'll give you the credit if you're a content creator and you make a deck and you submit a deck to me. I'll also give you your channel a shout outs. And that's all that's on the plate. It's all on the plate right now.
Well, I got some interesting news. Let me go over here. Look at that. So interesting news. I just got an email from YouTube. Across all my videos, I got 12,057 likes.
Ooh.
So keep that going. Keep that going crazy. Be amazing. Hit that like button here. Like every video you watch. Be awesome. Participate. Tonight is Commander Game Night. It's Friday Night Magic. Hope to see you there. Friday Night Magic. Push out the dish out of Commanders Clash. Let's see how powerful we go. How powerful we get. The fun of the games. I want to see you there. Or be square. Tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Check it out if you dare. And with that, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you all for participating, being amazing. You guys are wondering, James Willis is the most popular subscriber here. It says right there, he's the most coolest one, right? So be awesome, be amazing. Thank you for participating. And always remember, if it ain't your day today, drink some lemonade. All right. Peace out.
I totally want to thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it, 100%. Like this video as if it's your favorite kind of pizza, dude. And if you wouldn't mind, consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Every one of these things you do helps the channel out a lot.
The moves, the strategies, and the plans.